Why the Japanese stay lean on rice and Americans gain weight on healthy breakfast. Have you ever wondered why the Japanese can eat rice, fish, and even pickled vegetables for breakfast and still maintain one of the lowest obesity rates in the world? Meanwhile, here in the US, our grocery shelves are lined with protein bars, vitamin-enriched cereals, and fat-free yogurts, yet more than 40% of American adults are classified as obese. In Japan, that number is just 4.5%. Let that sink in. The obesity rate in America is nearly 10 times higher than Japan's. And no, it's not because the Japanese are obsessed with going to the gym. Only 3.3% of people in Japan have gym memberships compared to 21% in the US. They're not all on keto diets either. What they are doing is living in a food environment that makes healthy choices feel normal. I first started questioning this contrast after a trip to Japan years ago. I was born and raised in Texas, where a typical breakfast might include pancakes, bacon, or an Egg McMuffin, and a small soda, although our version of small is actually bigger than the largest size in Japan. Walking into a Japanese 7-Eleven changed my whole perspective. At home, our convenience stores are filled with processed snacks, cheese-stuffed sandwiches, sweetened drinks, and day-old donuts under heat lamps. In Japan, I walked into a 7-Eleven and walked out with a hot bowl of miso soup, a soft-boiled egg, grilled salmon rice, a salad with sesame dressing, and a bottle of unsweetened green tea, all for under $10. The difference isn't willpower, it's availability. In Japan, you don't have to fight for healthier food, it's everywhere. And that availability reshapes habits. But food quality is just one layer of the story. The deeper reason lies in how food is treated. In Japanese schools, children learn to eat everything on their plate, not because it's polite, but because it's considered disrespectful to waste the life of food. At lunch, they sit down, eat slowly, and appreciate the meal as a form of connection. Here in the States, we're trained to value speed, volume, and convenience. Bigger portions feel like a better deal. Fast is better than mindful, and if we can eat while driving or texting, we do. We don't think of breakfast as sacred, we think of it as optional. But here's the real cost. By the time many Americans reach their 30s, they're already seeing signs of insulin resistance, fatty liver, or chronic fatigue, and they don't know why. A large part of the answer begins with the very first meal of the day. And that's why this video matters. Today, I'm going to show you how the right breakfast can help reduce liver fat, improve your brain function throughout the day, stabilize your blood sugar and hunger levels naturally. And we'll do it without extreme diet, supplements, or anything fancy. Just real food, real mornings, real healing. Stay with me for just a few minutes and I'll walk you through exactly why breakfast matters more than you think and reveal 10 simple foods that can help you shift your energy, metabolism, and mood in just a few weeks. If you've ever struggled with staying full until lunch, waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep, or hitting that mid-morning crash around 10:30 a.m., this video is for you. If you're ready to stop treating breakfast like an afterthought and start turning it into the most healing meal of your day, then you're in the right place. Tap the like button if you're already feeling curious. Subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. We dive deep into everything from brain fog after 40 to functional foods that fight fatigue. And drop a comment below. What's one breakfast habit you're ready to upgrade? Now take a breath, grab your tea or coffee, and let's explore the truth behind breakfast, metabolism, and your liver's morning workload. Coming up next, how what you eat in the first hour of your day can shape everything from your gut health to your long-term memory. Let's begin. Let's begin with a simple picture. It's 8:00 a.m. You're rushing out the door with a slice of toast in one hand and a tall glass of orange juice in the other. It feels light, quick, refreshing. But inside your body, something very different is happening. That orange juice, yes, even the 100% real kind, is hitting your bloodstream with more sugar than a can of soda. And that toast, if it's made from white flour, it's already breaking down into glucose within minutes. Your body is now on red alert. Your pancreas floods the bloodstream with insulin, trying to catch up with the sugar spike. Your liver, the silent workhorse of your metabolism, kicks in to help balance the chaos. And your brain, it braces itself for a roller coaster ride it didn't ask for. Breakfast isn't just the first meal of the day. It's a message, a signal, a reset button, or a metabolic ambush. Let's break this down. 1. Your liver morning cleanup crew or overloaded machine. Your liver is a detox organ, but it's also your metabolic control center. One of its jobs is to regulate blood sugar, especially after long periods without food like overnight. When you wake up, your liver is ready to distribute stored energy gently into your system. Think of it as a calm handoff. But if you blast it with sugar first thing in the morning, that gentle flow turns into a flood. The liver now has to shift from energy regulation to damage control. Over time, this repeated overload contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, now common even in adults under 40. The American Liver Foundation reports that nearly 1 in 4 adults in the US now has some form of fatty liver. Most don't even know it. And here's the kicker, fatty liver isn't just about fat, it's about insulin resistance, and breakfast plays a huge role in that. 2. Blood sugar, the real reason you crash at 10:30 a.m. Let's go back to that orange juice. What feels like a quick energy boost is actually a sugar spike followed by a crash. That crash leaves you hungrier than you were before you ate, craving something salty, sweet, or both, struggling to focus, feeling tired or irritable. This is not a lack of willpower, it's biology. When blood sugar spikes too high, insulin brings it crashing back down, but sometimes it overcorrects. Now your blood sugar is too low and your brain starts to panic. That's when cravings kick in. It's why most office vending machines see their highest sales mid-morning. It's not just habit, it's hormones. But when your breakfast includes protein, fiber, and healthy fats, that spike becomes a gentle rise. You feel full longer. Insulin stays stable, and your liver, it gets to do its real job instead of constantly mopping up metabolic messes. 3. The brain fuel, it fight or fight brain fog all day. Your brain uses more energy than any other organ in your body, especially glucose. But it needs stable, slow-burning glucose, not a roller coaster. Breakfast choices impact not just how you feel, but how you think. Ever had a morning where you couldn't remember a word, lost your keys twice, and just felt fuzzy? That's not a personality flaw. That's your brain starving after a sugar crash. Multiple studies show that high-sugar breakfasts reduce working memory, focus, and mental stamina, especially in adults over 30. But foods like eggs, berries, flaxseed, and oats, they support the gut-brain axis, stabilize energy, delivery, and fuel neurotransmitter production. Yes, what you eat can literally help your brain communicate better with itself. It's not just about being sharp, it's about being you without the fog, without the fatigue. The gut-brain-liver connection. This is where things get interesting. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract, plays a major role in liver health, blood sugar regulation, and brain chemistry. And breakfast has a massive influence on those microbes. A high-sugar, low-fiber breakfast, it feeds the wrong bacteria. A balanced meal with fermented foods, fiber and resistant starch, it creates a microbial environment that protects your gut lining, reduces systemic inflammation, and supports mental clarity. Think of your microbiome as the software your body runs on. Feed it junk and it crashes. Feed it well and everything syncs. 5. So what should breakfast do? A healing breakfast isn't just about nutrients, it's about rhythm. The best breakfast habits. Wake your metabolism without shocking your system. Stabilize blood sugar for 4-6 hours. Support natural detox through the liver. Fuel your brain for decision-making, creativity, and calm. Protect your gut so your mood stays even. You don't need perfection. You don't need a cleanse. You need consistency. One breakfast won't change your life, but the next 30 might. Coming up next, 10 real whole foods you can rotate into your morning routine without stress, without restriction, and without spending an extra hour in the kitchen. These are the foods I wish I had discovered 10 years earlier. They've helped thousands of people rebalance their mornings, and they might just change yours too. Keep watching. And if this section sparked something for you, maybe a new insight or even a question, tap like and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what part of your breakfast you're thinking of upgrading. Let's keep going. If there's one nutrient your breakfast should never skip, it's protein. Not just because it helps build muscle, but because it sets the tone for your entire metabolic day. Protein slows digestion, supports your liver's detox function, and helps regulate insulin, making your energy more stable and your cravings easier to manage. Let's start with the heavy hitters. 1. Eggs, a small food with huge impact. There's a reason eggs have stood the test of time. They are quite simply one of the most complete and affordable protein sources on the planet. One large egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein, along with key nutrients like choline, critical for liver function and brain health, lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that support your eyes, B vitamins, energy, metabolism, and mood balance. But here's where eggs shine. They're incredibly satiating. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that eating eggs for breakfast reduced overall calorie intake throughout the day. How to use them: scrambled with olive oil and spinach, boiled and served with avocado toast, poached over a bowl of savory oatmeal. And yes, don't fear the yolk. That's where most of the nutrients live. For those watching cholesterol, the latest science shows that moderate egg consumption, 1 to 2 eggs daily, has minimal impact on blood cholesterol for most people, especially when paired with a fiber-rich breakfast. 2. Greek yogurt. Creamy, tangy, and packed with power. Not all yogurts are created equal. Greek yogurt is strained to remove excess liquid, which means it has double the protein of regular yogurt and much less sugar, as long as you skip the flavored varieties. A 6-ounce serving of plain Greek yogurt contains around 15-20 grams of protein, calcium for bone support, probiotics for gut health, B12 and iodine key for metabolism. What makes it an ideal breakfast base is its versatility. You can mix it with berries and chia seeds, swirl in almond butter and cinnamon, layer it into a high-protein parfait. For those who are lactose sensitive, look for grass-fed or sheep milk varieties, often easier to digest. Bonus: the live cultures in yogurt support gut bacteria, which plays a key role in brain clarity, immune defense, and serotonin regulation. Just remember, go for unsweetened plain options. You can always add your own toppings, but you can't uneat hidden sugar. 3. Soy-based proteins. Ancient, underappreciated, and extremely effective. Soy often gets mixed press, but when it's minimally processed, like in tofu tempeh or edamame, it's one of the most functional plant proteins available. Soy is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. That's rare in the plant world. It's also rich in isoflavones, phytonutrients that support hormone balance, iron and magnesium, essential for muscle and nerve function, fiber and resistant starch, especially in edamame. And unlike most heavy breakfast meats, soy protein is liver-friendly. It doesn't burden your body with saturated fats or inflammatory compounds like nitrates. Here's how to add it in. Stir-fry tofu with vegetables and miso for a Japanese-style morning plate. Steam edamame and sprinkle with sea salt as a quick bite. Blend silken tofu into smoothies for creaminess without dairy. If your plant-based, soy can anchor your breakfast with the density and satiety you might miss from animal products. And no, moderate soy intake does not mess with hormones in men or women. In fact, cultures with the highest soy intake, like Japan, also have some of the longest lifespans and lowest rates of chronic disease. When you start your day with strong proteins like these, you don't just feel full, you function better. Your liver gets the amino acids it needs for repair. Your brain gets stable energy. Your cravings get quieter. Protein is not about dieting. It's about giving your body the materials to thrive, especially after 8 hours of fasting. Coming up next, we're diving into a different kind of support anti-inflammatory and anti-aging foods that go beyond calories. Foods that speak the language of longevity. Stay with me, it only gets better from here. We often think of inflammation as something obvious, like a swollen joint or a sore throat. But most inflammation is silent, low-grade, chronic, and it builds over time. This kind of inflammation is now known to be a driver of nearly every age-related disease: heart disease, cognitive decline, autoimmune issues, and even accelerated skin aging. What you eat in the morning can either feed that fire or help put it out. Let's talk about 3 foods that do the latter. 1. Berries, nature's brightest defense. Berries aren't just beautiful, they're molecular powerhouses. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries are rich in anthocyanins, pigments with strong anti-inflammatory effects. Vitamin C, crucial for collagen and immune support. Fiber supports gut health and blood sugar regulation. A study published in Circulation found that people who consume berries regularly had a significantly lower risk of heart disease. That's not surprising when you realize berries help lower oxidative stress, a root cause of cellular damage. How to use them? Add a handful to your oatmeal or Greek yogurt. Blend them into smoothies. Enjoy them as a simple side with eggs and greens. Pro tip: frozen berries are just as nutritious as fresh. Just make sure they don't have added sugar. Berries also help regulate blood sugar, making them one of the few fruits that support stable energy instead of spiking it. 2. Flaxseed: tiny seeds with big benefits. Don't underestimate the power of these tiny golden or brown seeds. Flax seeds are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, known to reduce systemic inflammation. Lignans, plant compounds that help balance hormones. Fiber, both soluble and insoluble, for digestion and satiety. They also support liver detox and can help reduce LDL, bad cholesterol. The key is to consume them ground, not whole. Whole flax seeds often pass through your system undigested. Try sprinkling ground flax on oatmeal or yogurt, adding it to smoothies, mixing it into homemade breakfast bars. Bonus: flaxseed also supports hormone balance, which is particularly valuable for women in their 30s, 40s, and beyond. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day can make a noticeable difference over time. 3. Coffee more than a wake-up call. Let's get one thing clear: you don't need coffee to be healthy. But if you enjoy it, good news, it can be part of a healing breakfast. Coffee contains polyphenols and chlorogenic acids, antioxidants that reduce inflammation, compounds shown to protect brain cells, metabolic support that can help with fat burning and insulin sensitivity. Studies have linked moderate coffee intake with reduced risk of type 2 diabetes and neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. The trick is in the preparation. Keep it clean. Brew it black or with a splash of unsweetened plant-based milk. Avoid sugar syrups or artificial creamers. Limit to 1-2 cups in the morning to avoid sleep disruption. And pair your coffee with actual food. Drinking it on an empty stomach can spike cortisol and irritate digestion. Coffee should complement a nourishing breakfast, not replace it. Together, these anti-inflammatory choices don't just protect you from disease. They support how you look, feel, and age inside and out. Coming up next, we'll shift our focus to a less glamorous but just as vital component of morning health: fiber. Let's explore how smart carb choices can fuel your digestion, protect your gut lining, and keep your energy steady until lunch. If you've ever felt hungry again just an hour after breakfast, chances are you didn't get enough fiber. Fiber is the secret weapon of a lasting, energizing breakfast. It slows digestion, supports gut bacteria, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps you stay full without relying on willpower. Here are 3 fiber-rich options that deserve a regular spot on your morning plate. 1. Bananas: simple, gentle, and surprisingly smart. Bananas are often misunderstood. Yes, they contain natural sugar, but they also deliver a powerful form of fiber called resistant starch. This starch bypasses digestion in the upper gut and ferments in the colon, where it feeds beneficial bacteria and promotes healthy gut lining. Bananas are also rich in potassium, helps regulate blood pressure. Vitamin B6 supports mood and brain function. Soluble fiber slows sugar absorption and supports liver health. Greenish bananas, slightly underripe, contain more resistant starch, while riper ones are easier to digest. Either way, they're an excellent base. Try slicing bananas into oatmeal, mashing them onto whole grain toast with almond butter, blending into a smoothie with Greek yogurt and flaxseed. This isn't just comfort food, it's metabolic support in disguise. 2. Oats: the slow-carb superstar of oats are one of the most scientifically backed breakfast foods on the planet. A single cup of cooked oats provides 8 grams of fiber, including beta-glucan, over 10 grams of protein, especially if paired with milk or nuts, magnesium, zinc, and iron for energy and immune support. But beta-glucan is the real hero here. This specific type of soluble fiber reduces LDL, bad cholesterol, enhances feelings of fullness, slows glucose absorption, reducing blood sugar spikes. For best results, choose old-fashioned or steel-cut oats, not instant. Cook with unsweetened almond milk or water. Add cinnamon berries, flaxseed, or chopped nuts for texture and balance. Skip the sugar-laden, pre-packaged oatmeal. The real thing is easy, and your body knows the difference. 3. Whole grain toast: more than just a base toast, is a breakfast classic, but not all toast is created equal. Whole grain bread with visible seeds, bran, and germ offers complex carbohydrates for slow-burning energy, fiber to support digestion and steady insulin levels, B vitamins and iron for morning metabolism. Unlike white bread, whole grain toast has a lower glycemic index, meaning it releases glucose more slowly into the bloodstream, helping to prevent crashes and cravings. Upgrade your toast. Top with avocado and a soft-boiled egg. Spread with natural peanut or almond butter and banana slices. Use as a base for hummus, tomato, and olive oil. Whole grain toast is quick, portable, and endlessly customizable. These fiber-rich foods don't just keep you full, they keep your body functioning optimally from the inside out. Next, we'll turn to the unsung heroes of all-day energy, healthy fats and nutrient-dense add-ons that help you power through the busiest mornings without missing a beat. If you've ever wondered why some breakfasts keep you going for hours and others leave you starving by 10 a.m., it usually comes down to one thing: fat and protein quality. Adding healthy fats and complete proteins to your breakfast creates a slower, steadier release of energy. You're not just feeding your muscles, you're feeding your brain, your focus, and your ability to stay calm under pressure. Here are 2 ways to do that without overcomplicating your mornings. 1. Nuts and nut butters, small package. Big Power nuts are one of nature's most concentrated sources of nutrition. A small handful delivers healthy fats, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. Protein, magnesium, selenium, and vitamin E. Fiber to support digestion and fullness. Almonds, walnuts, pecans, and pistachios all offer slightly different benefits, but they share one thing in common: they help reduce inflammation and improve cholesterol levels. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that regular nut consumption was linked to reduced risk of heart disease and better metabolic health. Nut butters like almond, peanut, or cashew are just as powerful if they're made without added sugars or hydrogenated oils. How to use them? Spread almond butter on toast or apple slices. Add a spoonful of peanut butter to your smoothie. Mix chopped nuts into oatmeal or yogurt for crunch. The key is moderation. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of nut butter or a small handful of whole nuts, about 1/4 cup, is plenty to get the benefits without overdoing calories. 2. Protein shakes, the real fast food. If you're truly pressed for time in the morning, a well-balanced protein shake can be a lifesaver. The trick: make it complete, not just liquid sugar with a scoop of flavor. Start with a clean protein base: grass-fed whey, pea protein, hemp or rice protein. Then add a healthy fat: chia seeds, flaxseed, avocado, or nut butter, a fiber-rich fruit: berries, banana, or apple, a splash of unsweetened plant milk or water. Done right, a protein shake offers 20-30 grams of protein, steady blood sugar for 4 to 5 hours, easy digestion, and minimal prep time. Just be cautious of store-bought options that are high in sugar or artificial ingredients. Always read the label, or better yet, blend it yourself. Together, nuts, nut butters, and protein shakes create breakfasts that don't just satisfy you, they sustain you. They give your liver clean fuel, your muscles what they need to stay strong, and your mind the calm focus it deserves. And now that you've seen the core building blocks, it's time to bring it all together. Next up, simple, realistic breakfast combinations you can start using tomorrow. No stress, no guessing, just healing meals that actually fit your life. Now that we've covered the individual foods, it's time to make this real. Because no one wants to wake up and mentally calculate nutrients before their coffee. What you need are a few go-to combinations that are fast, balanced, and built from ingredients you now understand. So here are 3 easy breakfast templates, each designed for different moods, mornings, and time limits. 1. The longevity plate, inspired by Japan. This meal mirrors the type of breakfast you'd find in a traditional Japanese home or a well-stocked Tokyo convenience store. It's humble, nourishing, and deeply stabilizing. What's inside? A small bowl of brown rice or quinoa, a serving of grilled salmon or baked tofu, a soft-boiled egg, a side of steamed spinach or fermented vegetables like kimchi or sauerkraut, a cup of miso soup or green tea. Why it works: low sugar, high-quality protein, natural probiotics, steady energy. This plate tells your liver and gut, we've got your back. It may take a little more prep, but even just once or twice a week, this meal can reshape your morning metabolism. 2. The modern American upgrade. This is for those who like their toast and coffee but want to make it smarter. What's inside? 1 slice of whole grain toast, natural peanut butter or almond butter, 1 dive, sliced banana on top, A side of Greek yogurt with a handful of berries and ground flaxseed, black coffee or green tea. Why it works, it's familiar but functionally upgraded. You get protein, fiber, healthy fat, and antioxidants without any blood sugar chaos. This meal comes together in 5-7 minutes and travels well if you're on the go. 3. The blender breakfast for the super busy no stove. No cutting board, just a blender in 5 minutes. What's inside? 1 scoop of clean protein powder planter whey, 1/2 banana, 1/2 cup frozen blueberries, 1 tablespoon flaxseed or chia seeds, 1 tablespoon almond butter, 1 cup unsweetened almond milk or water. Why it works? It's a liquid breakfast that doesn't leave you hungry in an hour. It hits every target: protein, fat, fiber, antioxidants, and hydration. Optional, make a few ahead of time and freeze in mason jars. Defrost overnight, shake and go. These meals aren't about perfection, they're about momentum. Pick one. Try it. Notice how you feel by lunch, not just in your stomach, but in your mood, your focus, and your cravings. Coming up next, we'll wrap up with a simple but powerful reminder. Your breakfast isn't just a habit, it's a message to your whole body. And when you get that message right, everything else starts to align. You've just explored 10 of the most powerful foods you can start your day with, and hopefully you've seen that breakfast isn't about rules or restrictions. It's about rhythm, intention, alignment. Every morning, your body asks a question. What are we doing today? Are we repairing, growing, protecting? And your breakfast gives the answer. You don't need to eat it perfectly. You just need to eat purposefully. When you feed your liver clean fuel, your blood sugar stays steady. When you support your gut, your brain responds. When your first meal is healing, the rest of your day feels different. Maybe you're used to skipping breakfast. Maybe you're used to grabbing whatever's easy. That's okay. But what if tomorrow morning you pause just for a minute and chose something that helps you feel strong, sharp, and supported? You don't need a new diet, you just need a better beginning. And the good news is now you have one. If this video helped you see breakfast in a new way, go ahead and tap the like button. It tells the algorithm, but more importantly, it tells you that this matters. Subscribe if you haven't already. We release videos every week to help you eat, think, and age better without the extremes. And in the comments, I'd love to hear, what's one breakfast shift you're going to try this week? You never know, your comment might inspire someone else to start their own healing journey. If you want practical ideas, don't miss our next video, 9 fast and safe ways to cook eggs for a smarter morning, link below. Until next time, remember, you don't just eat to live, you eat to thrive. And breakfast is where that begins.